Thank you, Tina. Let's shift gears here for a second and tell me more about Team Sunny and the training, which just really, I couldn't even imagine how much training this dog is getting. So walk us through that a little bit.
Absolutely. Team Sawyer and Sunny. Let's see. Sunny is a little chocolate Labrador Retriever female from our purpose bred program here at Lifeline Service Dogs. And Sawyer is a little 6-year-old Arkansas boy and a big hog fan. So initially it was his grandpa that had reached out to us and spoke with us and talked with us a little bit about Sawyer. And then I had asked to meet him, and Whitney had shared a video of Sawyer. And I'm a mom and a grandma. So watching him gasp for breath, and just knowing that was their life several times a day, and what kind of impact that would have in my life. What if it were me? What if it was my grandson or my grandchild? And so for me, absolutely, it taking on and working with Sawyer, with my experience and the ability that I have working with these dogs and training them to in such a capacity that we can change the lives of those we train for. And these dogs, because these kids and these individuals have no monitors and there is no device, there is no warning system, this is truly a lifeline for them.
Wow, you just put something in perspective for me when you said, what if it were my son or my grandson? That really resonated with me. I think we become so detached, or we become so used to looking from the outside looking in, that I don't think as in humanity we identify with each other like that. Let's go over the training. Explain to me exactly what you're training Sunny to do for Sawyer, because I'm not gonna lie, I guess I just did not fathom exactly how specific training could be for each of these dogs.
You are not alone in that thought. We get a lot of people, the feedback where they'll say, wow, I just didn't know you could train a dog to do that. In fact, the other day I was kidding one of our managers here, and I said, I think I just needed a shirt that says, yeah, I can train for that, or I can train for that. But training can get very specific, and we don't have a certain set of like, okay, well, this is your diagnosis. These are going to be the commands we're going to train for you. We tailor each task related sets of training to the individual itself. And so with Sawyer, for example, we're going to train her through scent to be able to detect the biochemical signature changes in Sawyer that occur before the onset of a symptom, so before his seizure. And reliably, we can do this, and our dogs will alert anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes before the onset of symptoms. And that's going to allow Sawyer the ability to, especially as he gets older, to know that, okay, look, this is, I've got to sit down, I've got to get kind of to a place of safety, just prepare for the seizure, so he's not caught off guard. And then, of course, get himself in a position to allow his service dog to kind of take over and navigate his diagnosis with him. And so what she's going to be able to do is, obviously, depending on, and again, he's so young, training is going to evolve with Sawyer. So what we're going to do is train her to not only alert to an impending seizure, to give him that heads up that he doesn't have. He's got a drug-resistant form of epilepsy. There is no monitor. So during the seizure, she's going to be able to provide some physical stability for him. And so this could be putting her body up underneath his head to protect his head against the surface, or it could be just providing as she lays beside him, just kind of giving him that wall for of resistance here. And or that stability, I'm sorry, I picked the wrong word, but that stability he needs. And then after the seizure, she's going to be able to get a glass of, grab a bottle of water, grab medications. If he does not respond within a certain amount of time during the seizure, after the seizure, she's trained to either do a remote alert to the mom if, she's going to be aware that if mom's in the presence, she can go get and do a remote alert for him, or she will be able to press a 911 button for him.
That is amazing. So tell me a little bit about the duration of training. How many months or years goes into training for a service dog like Sunny?
Initial training is anywhere from about 18 to 24 months. Anything sooner, you really lose the what I consider that concrete foundation of stability. It takes that long to train all the tasks that we train for, and then B, to make sure that they are very reliable and that the dog themselves have that ability or that work ethic to keep working. That because a lot of the washout is you can train a dog, and we call it the honeymoon phase, where you could train a dog and they do great for 6 months and then fall off on the back end. And we're seeing that a lot in service dog training, especially with some of the non-purpose bred programs. But I won't go into that right now. And then that's the initial training. That first 18 to 24 months is our initial training. Beyond that, because training has to be maintained, we're looking at about another 6 years.
That's incredible. So you're training for about 1.5 to 2 years, and then you go into maintenance training, what I'm assuming is for the career of the dog, for an additional 6 years. So you're literally involving or are involved in the training for about 8 years with each team. Am I understanding that right?
That really surprises people when we say that, because I don't think that they really, or maybe it's shared enough, what happens after the training. I mean, where's the maintenance part of it? So yes, you are right. We're involved for about 8 years.
Wow, that's a commitment. I imagine you probably get some pretty strong friendships during this time.
We really do. We're family. It's such an honor to pick up a leash and walk with someone. You do develop really strong friendships and think of them as family.
Our listeners are going to ask, and I know they're wondering by now, what do these service dogs cost? What do you charge? What do the applicants or the recipients, what's their part?
We don't charge the clients we train for.
Wait, how does that work? Because I know with any business, there's a substantial financial cost to this.
We're not able to do this without team sponsors. So right now, and I'm glad you asked, because we need a team sponsor for Team Sawyer and Sunny moving forward. So we're going to be reaching out here in Arkansas and talking with people, and hopefully we get a really strong Arkansas show of support for Sunny and Sawyer.
Okay, if somebody listening wants to reach you about a team sponsorship, how would they do that?
All of our information can be found on our website at www.lifelineservicedogs.org. Our email, 501c3 information, phone numbers. You can actually email and request a meeting with me personally, and I can go more in depth as to what all is involved in a team sponsorship. We really go all out for our team sponsors. So there's a lot of fun things that we do to really involve and build that relationship with them and really tie them to the impact of the support they're given.
Tina, thank you for sharing more about the seizure dogs that you're training for and more about Team Sawyer and Sunny. You and I are going to continue our conversation through our Service Dog series here because we've got some pretty interesting topics coming up, pretty in-depth, I think, that's going to really answer a lot of questions. I know it did for me anyway. So we encourage everybody to tune back in. Tina, thank you, and I look forward to talking to you as we go on.
Thank you, Libby. I have enjoyed this. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to share with your listeners more about service dogs and answer questions. In fact, if anybody has any questions at any time, you can reach us or find us on the web, at www.lifelineservicedogs.org. Shoot us an email and we can answer those questions that you might have. Libby, I'm looking forward to continuing this conversation with you.
As am I. Until next time, I'd like to invite anyone out there to learn more about Lifeline Service Dogs. They're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So until next time, be kind to one another.